Folks, I used to wake up at 5 in the morning to doom scroll the news. It was a professional necessity, which paired well with my utter inability to sleep past, whenever roosters wake up. Often, the news jolted me awake faster than any fancy caffeinated beverage ever could. Let's face it, I had plenty of fancy caffeinated beverages. This doom scrolling, it often dictated what I would choose to talk about on my TV show. I took those decisions about content extremely seriously. I had precious few minutes each week to try to make sense of the world. Try to, do my part to change the narrative a bit, to shift our focus to what I thought we couldn't look away from, to ask important questions that I didn't necessarily see being asked elsewhere. I was always keenly aware that whatever you choose to give airtime to has huge ramifications, or you should just be using your platform to the best of your ability, which is why I have some very serious choice words for people who decide what and how we talk about the news, who see it as anything short of a sacred responsibility. Like, we can feed into that crazy, or we can take things seriously and cover crazy as crazy. Call it out. Because you can bet your ass that if I still had a place to wear blazers on TV, we would be talking about RFK Jr. tonight, tomorrow, every night, probably. I'm not even going to say his name because I don't want to raise the tentacles of all of his anti-vax slime blob followers. But also, I can't say nothing. This guy has double-digit poll numbers, and for no reason should he be polling that high for any question other than, does this person have a famous last name? Yes. Even I would say that he does, 100%, but that is it. And because news organizations have learned nothing from other recent, memorable presidential publicity runs, he's getting the airtime of a reasonable political candidate. They are validating, platforming a very dangerous campaign, and we do not have time for this shit anymore. I am somehow still amazed that late night shows often do a better job of speaking truth to power than hard-hitting news shows, and that is not okay. I know we don't have any of those shows right now, because the strike is very important too, but when they come back, anyone who has the power of deciding the content that Americans ingest has an obligation to make sure they don't reward ratings over truth. And sometimes I feel like late night shows, the ones that are supposed to be there for just funny times, I feel those shows take more responsibility than those other channels that technically run news 24 hours a day. This is Choice Words. I'm Samantha B. My guest today also knows how important it is to choose to use your platform for good over crazy. Amber Ruffin is the host of The Amber Ruffin Show. She just got nominated for like 1 million Tony Awards. She hosts a podcast, The Amber and Lacey and Amber Show. And she's the author of 2 books, The World Record Book of Racist Stories, and you'll never believe what happened to Lacey. So take a listen and make good choices. Oh my God. Okay. I feel so happy to be talking to you right now. It is it's so nice to see your face.
It's nice to see your face. Shit's lonely now.
I know. It's so bad.
It's bad. And the only time you see your friends is when you're complaining about your job on the picket line.
On the picket line. Mm-hmm. Well, you and I mean, for those who are not aware, we're on double strike.
Woo!
We're on double strike. Yeah. Writer strike, actor strike, performer strike. Well, Everything's on strike. Everything that provides us with health care is not operational.
That's right.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah.
So that's great. Okay. I feel like we have a lot to talk about, and I always love talking to you so much.
Yay.
You know what? I feel like you have one of the most diverse careers of anyone I've ever talked to. Like you do literally everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're going to talk all about that. But first, the premise of this podcast is all about the choices that we make in life, right?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I just dive in and ask you like the tough stuff, like right off the top?
I think you should.
I think I will. Okay, I'm going to ask you this. Okay. What is Amber Ruffin's relationship to choice? Are you like a person who makes decisions easily? Are you a person who mulls and you roll things over in your mind for months and months? Are you like annoyingly too thoughtful? Or do you just rip it?
I am extremely impulsive.
Are you?
Yes, 100%. Yep, I'm impulsive. What do we got? Let's do it. Great. I don't wanna,
Really?
yes, I don't want to be going back and forth over, well, which thing is the right thing to, well, are we going to, let's just do it and see what happens. We'll deal with the consequences. Let's just
Really?
get something done. Yeah, I have to pull the trigger. I
You
have
just
to.
pull the trigger. You
Yeah.
just dive right in.
100%.
Are you an adventurous person in life in general? Like, are you a person who's like, you know what? Fuck Tom Cruise. I'm going to do my own stunts too. I just like, yeah, give me a bat suit. I'm going to jump off a mountain with a motorcycle. You are.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't do specifically that, but yes, I am the thing you are talking about for sure. Because, like, why not? And also, I do think my last words will be, I can do that. Because I feel that way about literally everything.
You know, I did read Sarah Polly's book, Run Toward the Danger. It sounds like you're a run toward the danger person.
Yes, 1,000%. I got to know what's over there. What is it? Who did it? Who likes it? Why? Can I also like it? What is up? I have to know everybody's business. I have to try the new thing. I want to know.
Wow. Were you like that as a child?
Yeah.
You were like, well, why can't I put this fork into the toaster? Are you sure about that?
Well, I guess I'm both. Because as a kid, I was extremely cautious, but also I would eat that bug. It's both. It's both. Like, and then growing up, my parents or my friends' parents wouldn't let them go to the mall unless I was going because I laugh and joke, but I do not play. So like, it's both. It's both things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you like push the boundaries, but you keep it, you're safe and you like have awareness.
Yeah. I like to think so.
Head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Head on a swivel. Was your sister like that too? Or was she the opposite?
No. Lacey, my sister, is a tattletale. She does not rock the boat. She doesn't even really drink. When she's like, I'm going out drinking. This child has half a drink. She can't. She's very careful. She's a careful bear.
A careful bear.
Yeah.
Do you ever worry that you made the wrong choice? Are you ever like, ew?
100%. Yes. I fuck up every day. You know how people are like, I live life with no regrets.
Right.
I regret something I do twice a day.
Wow. Oh, I just got lightly electrocuted.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oops. I wish I hadn't done that. But I did it. Too bad.
Did you ever break a bone or do anything that was like, oh, shit? Because once I poked a rat. I poked a rat in the face.
What are you talking about?
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There was a rat. There was a rat and I was like, I'm going to pet it. I'm going to pet it. And I stuck my fingers into its face and I touched it on the nose and it bit me, of course. But while I was doing it, I was like, this is so stupid. It's going to bite me. And it bit me and I have to get shots. It was like so dumb.
How old were you?
Done like 20. I was in college. I'm blushing as I say that story. I can't believe I still do the stupidest thing in the world.
Hilarious.
But have you like injured yourself in that sense? Did a rat bite you? Did you have blood streaming?
Yeah, I don't think so. I've taken too many drugs.
Oh,
And then
fair.
been like, oops, I'm having a bad trip.
Oops, this is gonna.
Oops, that's too many mushrooms. I'm having a bad time.
Oopsie, the fairies on the forest floor are angry with me.
Oops.
They're they're looking at me funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I ever really hurt myself. Oh,
Mm.
that's not true. I would not
Oh.
take off my mom's platform slippers. She had like fun, silly platform slippers with fuzz on them. So cool.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't take them off. But didn't nobody care.
Mhm.
So I'm tooting around the house and mom and dad are like, go downstairs and get some ice. So I go down the stairs in these big fun platforms
Oh.
and then I get the ice and I come
Yeah.
back up and then I trip and I fell and I hit my chin on the top stair and it snapped
Mhm.
off the front tooth.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then it looked like
Ooh.
someone spilled fruit punch because it was just ice and blood. It was so much of it.
Ice and blood. Okay. Platforms are tricky. They are tricky. Okay. Can you pin down a choice that really changed your life? Something unexpected, perhaps, or like some big decision that you made that just reverberated through your whole life, that changed the trajectory of your life, even if it was something small? Just sometimes the little pebble that falls in the pond changes everything.
I guess I would. I mean, the big thing that changed everything was deciding to move to Chicago. Because I did not want to
Right.
move to Chicago and I was not going to. My best
Oh.
friend, Michael, she was like, your stuff is going to Chicago. So either you go with your stuff or you stay here and have nothing.
So you packed all your stuff. Okay, so what was you decided to move to Chicago and then you were like regretting it, or you thought about not doing it?
Did not want to
or-
go at all. I just would whisper to my
Okay.
friend, wow, what if I moved to Chicago and really got to act all the time? And she was like, you
Yeah.
have to go. You have to go. And then I
Right.
went. And
Yeah.
I'm so glad I did.
And you went. I'm so glad
Yay.
you did. But did you, so, okay, what was the point where you went, I'm doing it, I'm packing my stuff? What compelled you? Did you have something to go to, or did you just go cold?
I had just done the Chicago Improv Festival with my Omaha
Okay.
improv group. And you take little workshops. And so then Sharna Halpern, the lady who runs IO Theater in Chicago, she said that if you move to Chicago, you will have a job, a full-time job being an actor within a year. She was like, I guarantee it. So then that's what made me want to try it.
Okay. Thank goodness you did. When you landed in Chicago, were you like, oh, shit?
Yes.
Or were you like, this is great already, instantly?
No, I hated it. And I never thought I was going to do anything special. And I don't have I never had a drive to, I gotta be the very best. Like no one ever was. That's Pokemon. But I was never like,
Simply the best. That's me, Amber.
I never thought I was going to be a big thing or do a big fun thing. I 100% always thought I was going to live in Omaha, Nebraska. And maybe I could have a house one day.
Right.
That's it. That's all I thought.
That's it. And what did you think the process was going to be to get the house? Like, what did you think you would do in Omaha?
I would carry the mail.
You were like, I just want to be a homeowner. Just going to have a life.
I thought maybe I could do community theater. And I was like, I'll deliver the mail in the day. And then I'll be, one of the evil stepsisters at night.
I gotta tell you, I relate very hard to this because for a long time, I wasn't like, it's weird for people probably outside of your world to hear that and go, you can't achieve a lot unless you have big dreams. But sometimes you can because you bite it off in like edible pieces. You just keep like eating every chunk until somehow it like turns into a whole career.
Yeah. I mean, I don't set goals. I'm not trying to, achieve this and that. I'm just like, what is the funnest thing I could be doing? And that's what I've gone after. And I've probably had, pound for pound, more fun than everybody else on earth combined. I've just had the best time. I have a great, I party down.
I think that radiates from you, actually. Like, when I talk to you, when I look at the things that you're doing, the projects that you work on, like, they're mind-blowingly fun and interesting. And it seems to me like you're just like so much led by joy and curiosity.
Yeah, 100%. I just don't, like, I have no time for people who are having a bad time. Like, you know, when people have figured out how to have a bad time doing comedy, I'm like, you're a dang genius. How did you do it? How did you, how did you make this the funnest thing on earth? Sad. How did you do it? Buddy, tell me your secrets. I just don't see how it's possible. And every once in a while, you know, you have friends who work on this show and that show. And then they're like, oh, man, it's horrible. And we come in and the guy's so mad and he's, how? That's so stupid.
It is a little bit, as you put it that way. It does sound a little, because I do think when I had a TV show, we did a little bit of like, oh, I can't believe we have to talk about the news again. It's horrible. And I think you're right. We probably should have come in every day a little more like, wow, we are fucking lucky. Want to listen to the rest of this episode? Head over to your favorite podcast player to hear the entire show. I highly recommend it.